How are you all doing tonight? My name's Tom Faulkner, and you are live in the music room. I got a great crowd of people in here, and my first song is going to be a song off my first CD called Highwayman. Young man down in Lukenbach, sitting in an old saloon. Well, he said, tootin' bad about the days gone by, but I know they'll be back soon. Sidekick sitting to his left, knees and asked me, have I heard about the new waves out of San Antone, trying to spread the music word? How could I forget them when they passed before my eyes? Surely I should try and understand. I'm a highwayman, just a highwayman. Soul man out of New Orleans, tell the tale of 63. When a short-cropped head and a coat and tie was the only way to be. Well, he said, Soul Train ought to be ashamed, man, selling kids in underwear. And their mom and dads ought to be locked up, 'cause they sure as hell don't care. How could I forget them when they passed before my eyes? Surely I should try and understand. I'm a highwayman, just a highwayman. Tell me your story, and I'll lend you my ears. Pour me your heart, boy, 'cause I probably won't be back for quite some time. The chances are good I ain't never gonna see you again. Amen. So testify, son, just testify, testify. Deadhead up in Santa Fe on the road to kingdom come, and he thinks 2 shots helps him find the way, and what I kindly buy him one. He thinks life will stop when the dead grind down and they bury Jerry G. And I said, I don't know, but I sure enjoyed a little time you had with me. How could I forget them when they'd passed before my eyes? Surely I should try and understand. I'm a highway man. I'm just a highway man.
Yeah. Yes,
Thank you all very much. I like this crowd. The others are all y'all packed up like sardines. This is breath. This is nice.
Yeah, this is a little different.
I like this a lot.
We've done the Saturday Night House concerts with you, and now we finally got you back in here to do this little intimate radio broadcast.
It's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Honored.
Yes. So tell us, Highwayman, where did you get the idea for that song?
So I'm going to do songs tonight kind of in order. I grabbed one out to stick it at the end, but otherwise it'll kind of be chronological to composition. That's the first song I recorded for my first CD. When I made this paradigm shift of sound and the way that I wanted to sound. And less hard rock and more, I guess, Americana. And the song is not about traveling with band, it's traveling with my family. First verse is with my family down in Lukenbach, and this guy just started talking to me, and he had a guy next to him, and I just listened for an hour about this incredible radio station out of San Antonio that was going to change the world with music. And the second verse is about a cab driver who was a soul man down in New Orleans, and I got in and we went from one place to the next, and he talked the whole time about how disgusted he was with Soul Train and the way that kids danced and what they wore.
Oh, how funny.
For third verse is not actually in Santa Fe, but it was up in Taos, and it was on our honeymoon.
Oh.
And we sat down at a bar with a guy in heavy snow one night, and he just went on and on about the Grateful Dead. And he said, when Jerry G guys, man, that'll be in the music. That'll be in the music.
But we still live today, don't we?
Yeah, that's right.
You have another song, and I really love this song. It's Lost in the Land of Texaco.
So, a little deeper story. Do I tell the story now, or do I play
You
it?
can do whatever you want. You can play it, or you can tell the story and then play it. It's your show.
I'll tell the story.
Okay.
I'll tell the story. On a road trip, my drummer talks me into back in the late 70s, and I made this the title track of the first CD because it just made sense. It was reflective of the whole body of work. We took off and drove out to Big Bend, and it was probably early March, and so still real cold up on top of the mountain. We climbed to the top of the Emory Peak and came back down. It was 25 degrees at night. We camped just underneath the peak and then drove down the next day to this place called Boquillas Canyon, and some of you have been, and many of you have not. You ought to go. And it was 84 degrees at Boquillas Canyon. Same 16 hours later. And we went across the river and went to the park bar and had the strongest margarita I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
It was just tequila and lime, I'm sure, but it counted. And and I said, "Is there any place to eat?" I said, "No." I said, "Comida." Go, see. Points next door, and we went next door, and there was just a shack, not near as big as this room. There was just a little shack, and we knocked on the door, and the lady opens the door, and I said, "Comida," and she goes, "Sí," and closes the door. So I went, okay, well, we're going to get what we're going to get. And she came out about 10 minutes later with scrambled eggs and tortillas and hot sauce, and that was dinner.
Heck
with that
yeah.
margarita, and it was heaven. It really was. I say the sky turns to fire in this song, and as the sun slips out. I love sunsets. I've photographed 1,000 of them, but I never saw anything like that night. I never have before or since. It's just a remarkable thing that happens, and it looked fake. You know, those really cheesy Mexican paintings on the border. You go,
Yeah.
nothing looks like that, but this was like, yeah, it looked like that. So we'll go on a little trip and see what happens here. Dust ever kicking up just north of Rio Grande. Black clouds approaching, tell me things is looking bad. Better head out toward the border, downbound Gurgia's way. They got a little brown cantina there, we could hold up for the day. Play the chilaquiles, well, it sounds about right. Put a hold on all my cars, I've been lost in the land of Texaco tonight. That's right. All right. Another margarita, y mi compadre también. Damn those senoritas, well, they didn't show up once again. But we could check out the local color and figure who we'd like to meet. But there's a burro in the backyard and some chickens at my feet. Little Joe on the radio, well, he make the mood right. Put a hold on all my cars, I've been lost in the land of Texaco tonight. Imagine a really badass accordion here, because that's what's on the album. The skies turn to fire as the sun slips out of sight. And every star that ever was, where they all come out that night. As the wind swept through the doorway, I said I don't remember when. Well, I'll just have another margarita. Y mi compadre también. There was this angel of darkness and this angel of light. Put a hold on all my cars, I've been lost in the land of Texaco tonight. There we go. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Love it, love it, love it. Now, this next song you're going to do, you would want your name to be Angelina after you hear this song. It's just beautiful. It really is. It's a great song. And what was your reason to write this one?
Yeah, it's a collaboration of a couple of trips I took to Mexico before I was married. And first one to Puerto Vallarta, and I drove to Puerto Vallarta.
Wow, you're brave.
Well, I wouldn't do it today. And the second was a trip where we drove to Mazatlan, actually. And but this is truly directed towards the first trip in Puerto Vallarta, and just encountering a female in Mexico and this is back in the 70s, and the romance that ensues in your brain, but doesn't ensue or doesn't go beyond that. This is a...
You mean last century?
That's right. That's right. We're right. Yeah. That. Yeah. Imagine. Yeah. Yeah. I'm muted to get correct here. Yeah. Today that doesn't happen. But back then it did.
Mm-hmm. It was more fun back then, don't you think?
I gotta think. I gotta think.
Yep.
We have younger kids. I got 2 kids. They're both married, and but then we have other kids that
Just
nephews
can't get rid
and
of them,
stuff like
can you?
that. Well, no, I got a couple more, but then we have nephews and interesting. They'll say, "God, I wish I could experience something like that." It's not that hard. Don't have sex. I saw her walking one Sunday down a cobblestone lane. The sunlight danced through the cottonwoods, and the air smelled like rain. Still unaware of my presence, she stopped for a while to see the world spinning by through the eyes of a child. Angelina, yo no puedo olvidar. I crossed the way and inquired her name, and she softly replied. I reached across and gave my hand. She smiled and obliged. She tried to speak in my language. I stumbled through hers. I had so many thoughts, but couldn't find the right words. Angelina, yo no puedo olvidar. I knew that I had found an angel in disguise. We talked as though the night would never end, but we both knew otherwise. Here in this place of pure innocence, this heaven of peace, lives a lady whose love still awaits its release. Angelina, yo no puedo olvidar. Angelina, no puedo olvidar.
Beautiful.
Muchas gracias. Yo no puedo olvidar. That means I cannot forget.
That's great.
Yeah.
Beautiful song.
Thank you.
Let's see what's next. Doobie's Dance. Now, this one's fun. We all like this. See, normally I don't have this insight to the artist's music because we normally do a radio show first before you throw you up there on the stage on a Saturday night.
Right. But you know,
but I know all your stuff now, and yeah,
you know,
it's great.
The backdrop and everything, but
right.
But the millions of people out watching don't yet.
That's
know.
correct.
And so we say this song. Took a road trip again. First album was kind of road trip driven, and not music road trip driven, just road trip driven. Although this was a music road trip driven event, where I'd read that this particular club was the best nightclub in the state of Texas by Texas Monthly, and they said it's number one hands down, the Road Air Club in Beaumont. In Port Arthur. And obviously I had to go. And I talked a bunch of friends into going too. And we drove down through East Texas, followed me. We got down to the beach, what I'd call the beach, and they call the beach, at a place called Paradise Island. And I would not call it Paradise Island, as I've said many times. I would call it OK Island at best. But it's just what it was, and we were there, and it was okay, and it was paradise to us. We got past the oil smell, and the whole point of this, because it was summer, and so the breeze was blowing, didn't hit us, and the whole point of this was to get to the Road Air Club. Walked in, and it was a phenomenal nightclub, just amazing. It's the neatest club I've ever been in, from just an event standpoint, where everything was so electric, your hair stood up. Tables both sides, all the way back. Big Cajun band just killing it on stage. I wish I knew who they were. They were just amazing. And then dance floor right in the center, as you would expect, and everybody dancing. We get the very last table available, and sit down, and lady walks up and says, "What you all doing sitting there for?" And I said, we just came to listen. And she go, "Darling, nobody come to Road Air, listen." And she jerks me out of my chair, and she takes me and she dances me around the whole club, and she puts her hand on my chest and pushing me back in my seat and grabs my wife.
Oh, wow.
And dances her. And there was, I think, 14 or 15 of us, and she took every single one of us and taught us to Cajun dance. B. Jognos passed away. The Road Air Club is no more. And then I heard it came back, and I went and looked after the last show. We talked about it, and I think it's gone again.
Yeah.
So
darn.
This will have to stay in the memory of a song. prepare to take the stand, because you ain't never moved at all till you learn to do dance, doobie dance, doobie dance. Sing along, right? Well, that sweet little lady more than twice my age, but she can bop me till I drop. Going first up, then back and round, like they never thought we'd stop. Accordion blowing to the backbeat bass while the washboard fill the air. The whole place is shaking like an old school bus, and nobody seemed to care. You better tighten up your laces, you better buckle up your pants, because you ain't never moved at all till you learn to be there. Do this dance, do this dance. The wee little Willie's off chewing on cry ball, midnight's out of control. Well, here come B, she looking for a partner. Everybody sees her, says, whoa, no more. Yeah. You better tighten up your laces, you better buckle up your pants, because you ain't never moved at all till you learn to do the dance, do the dance, do this dance. Everybody sing along, ain't that hard? Do this dance, do this dance. Little lady, baby, shake it up. Turn a little crawfish, yeah, to the yeah. Gonna do me a dance, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cajun. All right, it's all downhill from here.
That's a pretty good. That's a pretty darn good song. I like that one. Makes me dance in my chair. Before we get any further, I want you to be able to tell everybody who's listening where they can find you online for your music, just to get to know you or whatever. Where are you online?
Well, this will come as a surprise. This will shock people, but it's tomfaulkner.com.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you want to spell that for them?
Faulkner.
Okay, good deal.
TOM.
And yeah, well, yeah. So, like, do you have, like, I haven't been on your website because, you know, I know you, and I guess I should see your website. But do you have music for sale on there? Do you sell all that?
No. So let's Let's just say it like it is. Yeah, music. Nobody buys music anymore.
They
there are
do.
people that are nice enough to buy CDs and go, yeah, sure, here's $10 for the CD. But yeah, no, it's just Spotify and iTunes, and it's all free. You bet.
Ah, that's no good.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, at least they get to hear you, but...
I mean, free is a relative term. Don't misunderstand. I can get, 15, 20,000 spins, and you're going to get every bit of a dollar, maybe $1.
Wow. That's so sad.
Oh, we need to talk. It's really bad.
Oh, no.
No, it's really bad. Yeah.
Well, that'll take us into the next song.
with that,
Nobody
with that
There
fun,
to Love Me.
Yeah. This was my first single, and speaking of the music industry, when there were CDs, and so we pressed many thousands of CDs of this particular song, and shipped out many thousands of CDs, and then the distributor went bankrupt. So.
Ugh.
Life happens like that. But I wrote this originally. I kind of wanted Bonnie Raitt to hear it, and I had a friend who at least could get it to her, but he never got it to her. And so I think I did it better than she would have done anyway.
Yeah, I'm quite sure of it.
Well, that's
Tom.
my justification.
Yes.
I mean, you have to think,
Yes.
pull inward there. Okay.
Everything happens for a reason.
And this is fiction. But I'll identify, by the way, as we go, I'll identify real life fiction. This is fiction, just out of nowhere. I walked into that old place we used to hang every Saturday night. I had that same strong first impression. Soon I knew something wasn't quite right. But there was nobody there to tell me what I should or shouldn't do. There's nobody that loved me quite like you. Yeah. I struck up a few conversation with some old friends of mine. At first I thought there was something going. Soon I knew we were just passing time. 'Cause there was nobody there that cared about what I thought I knew. There's nobody that loved me quite like you. Said nobody that loved me quite like you. I remember the first time I laid eyes upon your face. I'd remember, Lord, I'd remember all those good times we had in this place. Yeah. I wander out into the crowded streets. People, they all pass me by. The smiling faces are gone somewhere. I just stop and I wonder why. There was nobody there to tell me where we was going to. There's nobody that love me quite like you. Said nobody that love quite like you.
Yeah. You just don't have any bad songs. What can I say, you know?
Well, you can't say if I do, though. You
No,
can't.
I tell you if you did. You don't.
I mean,
They're all good.
Kind of a catch-22 thing.
They're
there.
all good. And let's see what our next song of the day is.
Fiction.
Why should I?
Fiction. More fiction.
More fiction.
Well, partially. The guitar player in my first band, he still doesn't know this was about him, but he was always wrestling with one girlfriend to the next, and he had spent an inordinately long amount of time with this one, a year or two anyway, and it was, things were heading south, and I'll explain. So at the end of the song, you realize who I'm singing to, or in this case, he would be singing to, although he didn't know he still doesn't know he's singing, was a new girl that he had interest in. Right. Line at the end says, I shouldn't have seen this coming because I couldn't conceive this pain. I let somebody into my life, and they let me round and let me down. It won't be that easy again. If I let somebody let you someday into my heart, please don't leave me around to let me down. So it's the whole time you're thinking about some guy just ragging about the past, but he's ragging about the past while saying, hey, I actually have interest in you, but I just can't do this again. I'm just ragging because he ragged at me for about a year and a half, so this is payback for you.
Had to
all.
get it out.
I
Therapy.
Right.
The therapy.
You're finished with it in 3 minutes. Right. No, that's weird. Why should I feel any different? Harms have held me indifferently before. Why not yours? Love's touch your lips and the shadow. The wind blows and it's there, but who knows how or why it endures. Oh, I shouldn't have seen this coming because I couldn't conceive this, and I let somebody into my life, and they let me round and let me down. It won't be that easy again. Why should I take to another this life I now lead as a loner? Well, it's not so bad after all. There's plenty of time, little confusion, no one around, and no need to know when everything's about to fall. Oh, I shouldn't have seen this coming because I simply don't think that way. I let somebody into my life, and they let me round and let me down. It won't be that easy again. When thunder comes calling, I sit back inside where I distance myself from the rain, with singles so simple that seems such a shame, but I still want to go back again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. let me down. It won't be that easy if I let somebody let you someday into my life. Please don't leave me round or let me down. I can't do this over again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Another good one. See what I'm saying? All right. The Hard Way. I know there's got to be a good story on this one.
So, I was in a TV show called Troubadour, Texas, back in 2012, 2013, I'm going to say. And it was one of these. It wasn't a contest, but it was kind of a contest. So they started out with 400 people around. They went and auditioned 400 people around the state. Shrink it down to 100, and then shrink it down to 50, and then shrink it down to ultimately 11. And then they followed those 11 people for a year. And I was one of the 11 in their inaugural season that they chose to follow. And in doing so, they said, "Well, we think you ought to enter." They would guide you as to what to do, and I didn't like some of the guidance. And one of the guidance ideas was, "Hey, we want you to enter a song contest." And I went, "Well, I don't want to do that. At the time, I'm 60, 59, 60. And I went, I want to enter a song contest. No. And they went, "Well, no, yeah, you need to do it." So they had me enter the Wildflower. Is that?
Yeah, Wildflowers.
The Wildflower.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a national contest, and okay, great. And I thought, well, okay, I'll enter it. We'll be done with that. That's fine. Enter it. And they call and they go, "Okay, great. You're a finalist. Come. I want you to come play on the day of the there's 5 finalists and you're okay. Well, this is good. This is turning out pretty good."
Yeah.
So I go. Now I've entered the song contest back in January, and now we're in May or April or May.
Yeah.
And I've not really again dialed into this or paid a lot of attention. And I had some new songs, and I just said, "Sure, I'll enter this one." So I entered it, and then I get up and I perform 2 songs, and the 2 that you enter, and then I go on and I have a concert that afternoon with the TV show. Mm-hmm. And it's a big outdoor concert, and I'm getting ready to go on stage, and I get a phone call, and I know that it's the number from the festival. And they said, "Well, we have good news and bad news." Now, you tell me. Either I'm like, well, this was not. Okay, go ahead and give me the bad news first. And they said, "Well, the bad news is you played the wrong song."
Oh, no.
That's exactly what I said.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I went, "Really?" And they went, "Yeah, and the rules are," they said, "the good news is you won the contest. But the bad news is you play the wrong songs, and the rules are very clear. You can't play a song that was not submitted." So,
Tom, dang.
There you go.
That sucks.
It was the hard way.
It was.
So this was a song. Yeah. This is what I thought I submitted. Yeah, I love this song. All the new stuff. So from here, so we're going chronologically. Everything here forward, except for one song, has not been recorded yet, or at least not been released yet. Let's put it that way. Save one. I lay awake the hard way, tossing and turning till morn. It gave me one last chance to see you in a way that I used to before. 'Cause I saw the moon cross your shoulder and then make its way past this face that could be, smiling once more in the morning. If you still saw something in me. Well, you fell asleep on my shoulder that evening when I first met you. Now here we are, 15 years older. It's really all I still want you to do. But we fell in love the hard way, tossing care to a wind that we couldn't see. Now we're here with what's left, and I only wish you still saw something in me. Yeah. I know soon enough now you'll wake up, and I'll search one last time for some sign, 'cause it's just in my nature to make up, even though you say we're out of time. So I'll have to leave the hard way. I'll try to hold you, you say, let it be. And I'll ask one last time, is there something in you that sees something in me? There's something inside you that still sees that something in me. Sufficiently depressed now.
I can hear that being like a.
So, the hard way, I'm playing at a club in LaGrange, Texas, and you go play a gig and you don't know who's going to show up. Well, on this particular night, there's a cool club out in LaGrange, a really neat listening room in LaGrange. And on this particular night, there was they were touring motorcycle group, but these were not motorcycles, these were scooters. And so they were just dainty motorcycle people, and I don't know. And my wife happened to be in the show, and I had introduced my wife earlier in the set as I said, like, that's my wife there, and say hi to her after the show. And so I finished that song, and all the motorcycle people turned around and just glared at her like, "What's wrong with you? Get back together with him." I'm just like, okay. I went, no. It's not about her. I write a lot of fiction, and it was one of my first times I went, wow, people are pretty literal about stuff. So a lot of people have said, "You write anything about your wife?" And I go, "No." And they go, "Okay, well, you really ought to do that." And I write some sad songs, and they go, you must be pretty unhappy. And I say, I'm amazingly happy. 40 years and 10 months married. So I made this one up. So the good book says that two become one. I didn't understand, so I just played along. Well, all these years later, I think I finally see that if ever I lose you, I lose me. If ever I lose you, I lose me. I had a head full of rocks, but a heart full of gold. And though they rarely spoke, my heart finally sold my head on the notion that you held the key. And if ever I lose you, I lose me. If ever I lose you, I lose me. We only thought we had a clue on that night when we both said I do. While we did not, in time we grew into this love we can't undo. You leave your scent on my pillow when you're out of town. So while you're away, it's like you're around. Those brief separations allow me to see that if ever I lose you, I lose me. If ever I lose you, I lose me. I pray our love grows strong like a grand oak tree, and seeds falling down on the two we conceive. They sow seeds so others will see that love was the glue that held you and me. And if ever I lose you, I lose me. If ever I lose you, I lose me. But if ever I lose you, you lose me. Doo-doo-doo. Thank you. For all you married folks out there.
There you go. Can't say 40 years and 10 months, but yeah, awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah. You have the next couple of songs you're going to do are some of your more American songs, so to speak. And
Well, certainly.
this next song, you took a long time to release it.
Yeah,
But
I did. But it's,
I'm
and
glad
it's
you
still
did.
it's actually still not released. There will be a time when this is a song that is recorded. It's out there. I may actually change the recording some, but it's you can. I mean, it's on Spotify and all.
Mm-hmm.
and it's my first release in probably, I don't know, 15 years anyway.
Yeah.
So, but I've got a lot coming behind it, and I had to just get this out now.
Yeah.
It's this song is
for the times.
well, I'll be specific. This song was sung specifically to the people in the Capitol building, and whatever your political leanings are, it doesn't matter. The funny thing is, when I released this, I had people on the hard left go, "God, this is really cool." I had people on the hard right go, "This is really cool," and I went, "That's interesting," because that. And then a friend of mine, a good friend of mine on the hard left, wrote, if I didn't know better, I'd think that this would be something that both people would think you were singing about them. And I thought about that a lot since, and maybe we're not as divided as we think, or as divided as we think we may be. There is common ground. I would still point the finger directly at the city of Washington, D.C., so I will do so over the next 4 minutes, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Wind ripped through this once proud town on the vast Nebraska plain. The big dog rolled in and shut things down, and they'd never been the same. Now we, the people, get knocked down, so we've been here before. But down's not out when life's at stake, and doom looms at your door. Now our new life, well, prayer helps us sustain, and a handout's always our last choice till all this seems insane. 'Cause we know though we count so little, we still make up the most. Now we, the people, hand in hand, can reach from coast to coast. We can. Our leaders, now we realize we don't. 'Cause leaders used to stand for us, but somehow now you won't. So we pick up all these pieces you leave scattered across our land, and we make the most of your mistakes when you won't lend a hand. Now we, the people, know deep down inside that we're still free. 'Cause freedom never came from you, it always came from we. You wage these wars we never won and send our kids away, while some come home all draped in flags to bury them one day. While your thousands turn to millions as our cost of living soars, we now know you took our pearls, we're nothing more than whores. So we, the people, stand in hope that one day you may see that all you have would not exist if it was not for we. Yeah, we, the people, know deep down inside that we're still free. 'Cause freedom never came from you, it always came from we. You thought it would be easy if you separated we. We think you underestimate who we turned out to be. Thank you.
Since Charlie Kirk's thing, it's even more relevant.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a tough deal and a tough day. And
Yep.
I remember getting a text from you that day.
yeah, that was not a fun day.
No. But first of all, I want to say thank you so very much for coming in tonight and doing this for us. And
Oh, what a blast.
our little studio audience here is just perfect.
Friends.
And I know they're enjoying you so much, as well as our Facebook audience out there. So I want to thank you again for being here. And I want you to tell us about your song, Blues Across America, and then take us out of the show with that.
Absolutely. So, I love the blues. I don't consider myself a blues artist per se, because that means you kind of play blues all the time, and I play a lot of different kinds of music. But I wanted to write a blues song, and I wanted to write a blues song about, I wanted to, in my brain, include Texas, and I wanted to include Memphis, where I spent a lot of time with my in-laws, and down on Beale Street, and then certainly wanted to include New Orleans, where I was born. And so I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could get somebody from, I wanted to sing the Texas part, but I want to find somebody from Memphis to sing the Memphis verse, and then I want somebody from New Orleans. So I write commercials and made a living for a long time writing many commercials, and I had done a few commercials, and one in particular, Coors Light, with James Govan on Beale Street, and he's just an extraordinary black soul singer who passed away about 5 years ago. And just phenomenal voice. He's the guy that, if you remember, they released Something in the Way She Moved Attract Me Like No Other Lover. And he was, it charted. It went, pretty high up the charts. He was the artist that did that, and just had this extraordinary soul voice. And he immediately agreed to do it, said sure.
Cool.
And for New Orleans, I really wanted Dr. John. And I was certain I could get Dr. John, but days turned into weeks, turned into months, and I couldn't get Dr. John. And I had reached out through Columbia Records, and just no response at all. And was going down the list literally that day when the phone rings, and it goes, "Is this Tom Faulkner?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, this is Mac." And I said, "Mac." And he goes, "Yeah, Mac Rebenak." And I went, "Mac Rebenak? Come on, man, Dr. John." Like, I didn't know. Sorry. And he goes, "That blue too?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Let's do it, man." And he hangs up. And that's it. That's the extent of the. And I'm certain that it's my friend Mike Wilson who does a great Dr. John voice, and he would jack with me like that. And I called and I said, "Dude, that's just actually not funny." Well, what? Well, it turns out to be Dr. John. And so we set a date, and this is 2001, and we set a date of September 15th. 16th, September 16th, 2001.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
Right.
Yeah.
So 9/11 came, and I went, well, this is obviously not going to happen. And called management in New York, and I knew his management was in New York. He had said, after he called, I got a call from management. Said, "We're in New York, just communicate with us." They didn't even answer, so I went, well, this is obviously not going to happen. And so I called on a Thursday and said, "Hey, he's supposed to sing, but I know that's going to happen." He goes, "No, he's planning on it. He's doing a show at One World Theater in Austin. He's doing 2 shows that night, and he wants to get out and perform. He is so depressed." And so we drove down to Austin and watched both shows at One World Theater. An amazing venue, just an incredible. Anybody here ever get to go to One World Theater? No. Oh, what a shame. One of the neatest venues in the state, in the country, honestly. Kind of in the round thing, but I had seen Dr. John play, and but to see him and to watch what he does, he plays Hammond organ on one side and grand piano on the other, and it.
Wow.
Your music. What? I mean, this is really hard here. So I'm like, okay. And he's just killing it both sides of the fence. And he goes till 1 a.m. And so we start recording around 2:30 or 3 a.m. And he did 16 takes of the third verse here so I'll do my best Dr. John impersonation, which isn't that good, but it's good enough for this to hear today right now. And there's no more of him because he passed away. Right. And I'm so ridiculously honored to have been able to record somebody that iconic and that unique. I'll never forget. So he walked out and he had a cane. I always walk with the cane. And we walk out the studio. His son's come by. He goes, "Hey, man, I just got a question." I said, "What?" He goes, Did you get what you wanted? Is that like you have no idea? That times 10. Mm-hmm. Thanks so much for listening tonight. For friends coming in, Blues Across America. Way down here in the heart of Texas, there's our own kind of blues going on. Elmore James, Stevie Ray, Freddie King, and Robert J. licks are heard on every song. You play 'em wild as a herd of horses, rumbling through the open plain. If I took you down a back road and dumped you in a honky-tonk, well, you'd never want to go home again. The broken down sound of an old telecast about the sweetest sound I know. Blues across America, I got to have it on the radio. Blues across America, I got to have it everywhere I go. Come on up here to Memphis, where they like to say the blues is home. You see, Elvis picks up where these real kings left off, and we're still carrying on. You take a walk down Beale Street, every place you pass by they call you in. 'Cause Best been playing up the street and Beavis down a block or two. You find me somewheres in between. The broke down sound of his harp through a microphone, the sweetest sound I know. Blues across America, I got to have it on the radio. Blues across America, I got to have it everywhere I go. I'll show you what. Across America, I got to have it on the radio. Blues across America, I got to have it everywhere I go. Way down here in New Orleans, I like to add a little rhythm to my blues. Yeah, now look at that old Professor Longhair, goes to shaking people in their shoes. Step inside Tipitina's around midnight and shimmy while them local play. You go until the break of dawn, check around, nobody gone, sing hey, 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 pokey way. The broken down sound of this B3 grinding about the sweetest sound I know. Across America, I got to have it on the radio. Blues across America, I got to have it everywhere I go. Blues across America, I got to have it on the radio. I do. Blues across America, I got to have it everywhere I go.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Thank you. All right. We're taking a break and then
we're going to take a break here in a minute and let everybody wind their watch and get the cameras rolling up again, and we're going to do an interview and find out all about you. And things that make you tick and all that good stuff. But our Facebook family, sorry, you got to wait to see it when we mix it and put it on YouTube.
Of course.
Yeah.
I understand that.
But I wanted to thank Gene Moore and Bruce Davis for being here tonight, taking photos, capturing the moment here. I want to thank our studio audience tonight, and for all of you on Facebook and out there online listening. And Randy, without you, we couldn't do this. So thank you for being back there, making everything just perfect. And you, my friends, are in the music room.
Yeah.